Next one. Rex Allen, that's my father. And of course you can see where the Native Americans coming in. Alvin Allen and Marion E. Toyle Griffith. Alvin Allen is the line that this is all about. Now Marion E. Toyle Griffith, she also has Native American in her. We're on the hunt for it. It's just one of the lines I haven't really completed. Next one. Research tool has been Microsoft OneNote. I love it. Everything in it, as you look, every folder has several documents. You're in the documents folder now, and that's the Hartford Treaty that I'm on the hunt for. But if you look on this side, all of the dates, that's actual documentation I can prove. I actually have the documents, I have the records, and I've kept it organized all the way through for 19 years. Well, since Microsoft OneNote came out. But this has been my number one. Without this, I would be lost. When you pay for the fee and not the free part of it, you get the document. So if you open an 1850 census, the actual document's there. You copy it, you have the document. You're paying $19 a month for it. But when you start doing the research like I do, these documents add up. And if you go to the courthouse or anywhere where the records are at, they'll charge you $10, $20, $25, maybe sometimes $50 for these documents. So it's best to go through something online to start your genealogy. I highly recommend Ancestry.com. Somebody's out there like me that wants to research and has already got it. You just tie in, they have the documents, they have the records, and you connect to their tree. It's an ever-winding circle. My next tool is the Internet Library. That's where I get all the old books. You know, you just have to dig in, you have to read a lot of books. I've read thousands of them. You know, and books, I'm relying on colonial history, Native American history. They don't want to talk about it. There's just too much conflict with the tribes, the wars, the government. I'm not involved in that. So my documentation has been relied solely on the colonial records or any of the people that wrote about those people at that time. Next slide. Social networking. Facebook. My first group, starting with my family, I started with me on my family tree, worked my way back. I contacted every family member. I wrote down who got married, who died, how many kids they had. I started with me. They also had an MSN groups. That was my first group. I had my families, different families. I had the Allen family, the Gilbert family, my mom's side, my father's side. Basically with that, everybody would come to these groups, or I would have family groups that were private. You know, they could share pictures, share documents, or whatever it may be. Then they came out with Facebook. I love Facebook. It has been I love it. I mean, the Barkhamstead Village, Lighthouse Village, I also have a group there now. I've got a family group still, but this has been my main group. This is where I post everything, you know, everything that I find or what I'm looking for. Other researchers, other family members, they come on board. They're like, hey, Connie, I got this document. We share, you know, we merge what we can. You have to bring in a lot of people, because when it comes to Native American research, it is so hard to find them. Y'all know my blog. It's called The Ever-Widening Circle. That's new. I'm new to blogs. I'm still learning it. I'm sorry if you see any mistakes. Forgive them. But I am learning it. I love it. I make my books. I do research books, and I make my books through Google Documents. They're what I put my books together, and then when I go to my research books up here to download them, I just download the link to the Google document, and it's available to anybody. It saves from me trying to send them all out. I have so many people wanting so many different family members. I make a 1 point, and then all the generations below them. So that's what's helped me get the story out, and that's why I'm standing here today, actually, is because of this right here. Next slide. You've got census. The first thing you need to look at is town records, census, any of the, I try to get the town storybooks, the history books, what they write about that area. Church records, especially in the early 1600s, it was mainly records were at the churches. So when they got baptized, they were born, they got married, all those records are there. So your first start would be your churches. City halls, want to talk to family. They have obituaries too. family Bibles are your number one. Families write everything in there, but they also have obituaries. And obituaries give you more information than anything I've ever found. They give you the parents, they give you the spouse, they give you the children, they give you, say a brother or sister was married, they'll give the new married name. So you at least have the last name of the person. It's hard. You have to look at, you're looking, when you go back that far in history, it's all depending on who wrote the document. Was it Dutch, was it English? Did they throw that little, lettering in there? Next one. Now, after 20 years of doing research, all the lines are coming in. So, any questions? Go ahead.
The guy was named Great James. Is that a title or a name?
Well, what it was is the Long Island Native Americans, about the end of the 1600s, there was no more sachems, no more grand chiefs, none of that. So basically the next in line was called Great. So we know that he's coming from the Canarsies, the Massapequas, the Montauk lineage. They were all Grand Sachems. Every one of his line was Grand Sachems. But the last Grand Sachem of Long Island was Tacapoosa. They tried to do whatever they could to bring down that bloodline. So they did everything they could to take the chieftaincy off of it, or Sachem as the word is. Any other ones? Go ahead.
Are you able to actually find stories about your family members, or is it just names
Books,
that you come with?
There's all kinds of stories. I'm only trying to document what is about that person in anything that's ever been written. And there's several stories. Several stories about them, all over. You got Connecticut, Rhode Island, Long Island, Block Island, Massachusetts. I have historical societies, historians, authors. Every day there's 10 to 15 people contacting me. And I have tons of people sending me documentation. Like I said, I have to work my way back from the 1600s, now back forward. So that's where a lot of this is going to fill in, and a lot of the blanks are going to, finally fit together. And that's what I'm excited about. I'm looking forward to the next 19, 20 years to see where I'm going to go. But I travel extensively. I travel, if there's a document I can't prove, I'll go and find it. I don't care what it costs. And I've never, ever accepted a dime for any of this. So I've spent thousands of doing it. Go ahead. It was my actual first blessing. And just to learn the actual way that my Native Americans were taught, or the way they use certain things, like in Long Island, different states have different ways of doing things, barks and plants or whatever. To learn the actual way of being Native American in the right way, with the right tribe and not some other tribe from some other state. So that's what I'm on. That's what's really motivating me, just to learn who I am and how to be Native American, and actually teach my children instead of them not knowing like me. So, any other questions? Go ahead.
When you say you're learning how to be Native American, is it more of what your Native American ancestry means to you, or because this almost sounds like
I want the root of it. Yeah, I want it. When they walked out in the woods, they seen everything. When I walk out in the woods, I see trees and flowers. Mm-hmm. I had no clue about blackbirds. I had no clue. But Chugum name means either blackbird or red-winged blackbird. So I'm seeing them all the time. I've never seen one pretty much. I've never realized it. But now it means something to me. So when a blackbird's outside singing, that means something to me now. Or if I walk up to a tree, I know that it can provide shelter, whatever. But it can also provide a medical benefit for it. And I just have to learn what it is about it. So that's really been my main thing, is I really want to learn the herbal part of it. I really want to learn how they practice these things. Ceremonies are number one too. That's been my main goal in this, is really learning who I am, but what it's really all about. So with that ceremony, that was my first ceremony with that. And it was with his feather and his bowl and his sweetgrass and everything else in it. So that meant something to me, to be able to walk onto that cemetery of the Barkhamsted Lighthouse people and to just say a blessing that I'm here, I care, I love you. And that's one of my number one things, is the cemeteries. I have to pay my respects to any of the ancestors I can find. I don't care if I have to go to Timbuktu to find their cemetery. I will find it and I will go pay my respects, because without them, I would not be here. So the ceremonies mean something to me. So if I can go onto that cemetery, and tell my ancestors I love you and give a blessing, that means something. The 1600s, it helped me to find myself. It helped me to, you know, it's changed who I am completely. Just doing ancestry work alone, it grounds you, it roots you. It makes you realize just where you came from and just what it took to get you here, you know. So, and I'm excited. I'm not done. This is 19 years. I'm just at the beginning, you know.